Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a recently released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at I See Red, which is a top-down looter shooter with roguelike elements to it. As always, we'll go through the options first and then we'll jump straight into the gameplay and show you what it's all about. Spoiler alert, I enjoy this game, but I don't enjoy the roguelike aspects of it, namely that there are no checkpoints and anything you collect through the game you lose. So let's jump straight into those options, see what's available, and then go from there. Alright, so the first problem I've got is that there's no start screen. You load in and it just loads you straight into the game. Now you can access the options and everything when you're in it, but I just like a start screen. I like being able to jump into the game at my own pace, not load up the game and be straight into the game. There is no also story. There's a story to it, but there's no explanation of the story either. But we'll get into that. What options do you have? Well, first off, there's no mouse compatibility, which is a problem. Secondly, your audio settings are all set to 100% volume. Your graphics options, there aren't really that many, but it's quite a low graphic intensive game. And like I say, it is a top-down shooter, so not really a lot to expect from it. It is set to ultra by default. You've got resolution, windowed mode, vertical sync on or off, frame rate limit, brightness, and contrast. You've got gameplay options. So you can have vibration on or off if you play with the controller. Mouse follow. So to correct myself, it does have mouse compatibility, but only in the gameplay, not in the menus. Change that. Then you've got your difficulty setting as well. Accessibility. Now, this is something that's nice to see. You've got your life bar. You can have that on or off. Laser pointer style. Auto aim type. Auto aim strength, show inputs hint, language, and then you've got IC, and this is the amount of colors and different ways that you can set it. So if you've got color blindness, you can set it so you can see things a bit easier with a different tint on them. I really like this, especially the amount of options they actually have for it. The best thing in the options menu by a country mile. And that's it. That's your options. Not a huge amount to discuss. Let's jump into the gameplay and see what it's all about. Alright, so this is the game. It's very bloody, it is very adult in nature, it's very violent, and you play this dude who has just sort of walked into chaos. You've broken into this ship and you have to work your way around and kill enemies and figure, shit out for where you're going. Now you can also do some cool moves where you can murder the opposition in a very brutal style by meleeing them when they start flashing, showing that they are ready to basically be taken. Now, as I said, this is a roguelike game in that you will start the level again if you die, and you will start with the basic things of just a pistol. One of the issues I've got with this game is that inventory management is non-existent because you can only ever carry 2 weapons and your pistol is always default. So you've got all these other weapons here that you could possibly choose to run with, but you can't because the second that you change them, it drops the other one. And this makes things get a little bit cluttered, shall we say. When you get into a room with lots of really cool stuff, you'll end up finding that you are out of space and with a lot of stuff on the floor as you go through. It's the same with your health packs and stuff like that. Like you end up with a lot of stuff on the ground that you can't really use or utilize, and it's just wasted, and it makes the screen very cluttered. Honestly, I feel like you should be able to have at least 2 weapons extra outside of the first one, and definitely a few more health packs as well. As you can see now, there's a lot of stuff on the floor. Basically, the way it works is when you run out of ammo, you will basically drop the weapon and have to pick up something else along the way. Now, there is a nice variety of weapons, I will say that. But again, the fact that you can't really use them is kind of upsetting. You can, however, grab things as you go away or around, including the enemies, which is kind of cool. You've got a rage mode here, which allows you to do way more damage in a fury. So yeah, it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but I do wish that there was just a little bit more that you could do, especially when it comes to healing and things like that. It feels like it's a waste. And like I say, it can get very, very busy on screen as well. The movement, however, is very smooth. I would prefer it if it was more, as I like to say, old school with these sorts of games, where you basically move with the mouse and aim and fire and stuff all with the mouse involved. But I kind of get where this is coming from, especially since you can grab the enemy and stuff like that. Like, I get it. I'm not a fan of it, but I get it. And then you've got the boss battle. Now, how quickly you get to the boss is completely up to you. You can go and explore all of the other areas and stuff. But the cutscenes in this are interesting because they don't tell you anything. All you know is you've found what I'm assuming is the captain of the ship, and you're going to try and kill him. But it doesn't tell why. There's no rhyme or reason as to why you are this guy that's decided to come in this spaceship to try and kill shit. But it's not bad. Like, it's difficult. The boss battle is insanely difficult. Like, genuinely insanely difficult, because he does all this nonsense and you got to aim around. Oh god, yeah, and he's got a one-shot, one-kill boss move. But there you go. That's the game. I think that it would be better if they gave us a few more weapons that we could carry at any single time. And I really don't like the fact that there's no checkpoints or anything. You've got to start the run entirely from scratch. But there you go. That is Icy Red. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.